Acredito que vocês estejam vendo sem problema. Before I start, I would like to request you to please bear with me. Kindly forgive my English mistakes. I am used to give talks in Portuguese, my mother tongue. English is not very easy for me. Sanskrit is more. Then, well, we are here today to look into this point of the relevance of Vedanta to Western seekers. Every Western seeker easily understands Vedanta as a body of knowledge. And this body of knowledge is presented by different books and teaching traditions. People even talk about pre-Shankara Vedanta, post-Shankara Vedanta, Neo-Vedanta, and etc. But to know Vedanta as a body of knowledge is not enough to understand and assimilate its import. We need to understand Vedanta as a means, an instrument of knowledge in the form of words that reveal the reality about myself and everything else in the beginning. The teachings from India in general, especially Vedanta, have gained the word. And as per what we know, it has reached North America with Swami Vivekananda and South America with Swami Vijayananda from the Ramakrishna order. By the turn of the 19th century, renderings of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads were widely available and inspired many modern thinkers and philosophers. The Ramakrishna Order, Self-Realization Fellowship, Divine Life Society, Maharishi Foundation, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Chinmaya Mission, Shivananda International, Siddha Yoga, Ananda Marga, Brahma Kumari, Sri Aurobindo, Satya Sai Baba, Ramana Maharishi, Osho, Ninkaroli Baba, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Mata Amritananda Mai, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, Isha Foundation, only to quote some of them who are well known among many Westerners. Because of them, yoga and Vedanta became very popular in the last 100 years. Let us look into the typical Western thinking, which can be divided broadly into two groups. Firstly, I suppose I know all that I need to know to live my life. And then when I need to know something more, I will find out by myself, for myself. I don't need to be told. No wisdom or experience that is not my own is worthwhile. You know, it is all bookish, theoretical knowledge, not worth having. Some people say, what about spiritual teachers, gurus, acharyas? What benefit could possibly be gained from spending time with some supposed sages? We don't know if they are sages or not. If someone else's enlightenment will never touch me, I don't know even if they are enlightened. You know, this is a blind belief. This is all old school thinking. People belonging to this group, one group, may come across Vedanta, some talk, some Swamiji, and may get interested. But they will generally ask, why we not study directly from the books? Nowadays, from the YouTube. We are in modern times. Where is the need for a guru? Who is guru? There is some inner guru. But even though they would think like that, something in Vedanta approach would appeal to them and hook them to some teacher and some study process. In the second group, we will find some people that would be somehow inspired by Indian gurus who came to America, South America, or some Buddhist monk, Buddhist teachings, or by someone doing some different yoga pose, asana, pranayama, some bhajan group, satsanga festival, some music instruments, Hare Krishna on the roads, or by hearing or reading about miracles and esoteric experiences. Yoga, meditation, Vedanta, Ayurveda, Jyotisha, and other disciplines of knowledge are quite new in the Western culture. And of course, we have exaggerated too much in nourishing romantic ideas about the mystical experience and the benefit these systems can produce. So, being these two groups of people, the typical Western seekers, what can I say that would be relevant to them in the realms of Vedanta? Many people would say that Vedanta is relevant because it gives you a more meaningful life. You can realize God. You can get self-realization, self-knowledge. It can give you a final solution to the fundamental problem of suffering and misery of life. Gives you a better self-esteem, a worth self-image, because it frees you from being limited, inadequate, unhappy, insecure, unsatisfied, incomplete. Guides you to purify your mind from negative emotions and destructive habits, gives you greater management skills and some quote-unquote Bhagavad Gita guidelines to success. Or if none of these appealed to you, finally, I would say that it's good to find something or someone to place the blame. You start telling your friends and family, it is all due to my karma, It is some papa. Today I was so confused, but, I am not the mind. So the mind was confused, I was not confused. It is all because of delusion, all Maya playing, and so on. But the importance or the relevance of Vedanta does not reside primarily in any one of these points. The purpose of Vedanta is to make one see the reality about oneself here and now. Vedanta makes a shift, a U-turn from the pursuit of worldly things or even from the pursuit of happiness enjoyed here or in some heaven towards the pursuit of self-knowledge, Atma Jnanam. And this Atma Jnanam, this Jnanam is Sakshat Moksha Sadhanam. It is a directly means to attain liberation, freedom. Then naturally you ask, freedom from what? From the sense of limitation born out of the misunderstanding about myself. Even without proper thinking, I have concluded that I am a limited individual. I have committed a mistake, taking myself to be this limited body, mind, sense complex. Karya Karana Sanghata. And because of that, I am subject to the ups and downs of this. That is only this, not I. But I think I am subject to the samsara sagara or bhava sagara, the ocean of samsara. Samsarati iti samyak sarati iti samsaraha. That which keeps moving, keeps going very well. Bhava rogaha. Dakshinamurti's meditation dhyana shlokas are there, no? Nidaye sarva vidyanam bhjaje bhavaroginam. He is the medicine for the bhavaroga, for the disease of the samsara. This conclusion is a vichara siddham, is a conclusion without proper thinking. It is a bhranti. a misconception about myself. In order to understand the reality about myself, this moksha sadhanam, which is in the form of atmajnanam, has to correct my mistake and has to take me to samyak darshanam, to the proper vision, to the proper understanding of my reality. It has to negate, to destroy the misconception completely, and has to take me to the owning up of my real nature. Atyanta jnana nivrittihi sukha swarupa praptihi. It is said, jnanad eva tu or hi kaivalyam na anyatha. Kaivalyam kevalasya bhavaha kaivalyam. The nature, the state or the nature is better translation, of being only one and only one. Mokshaha muktihi kevalasya bhavaha kaivalyam. This oneness, our festival name, this oneness is possible only through jnanam, not otherwise. Then you ask me naturally, no, which kind of knowledge, jnanam, will give me this oneness, this freedom, this limitless? Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna in the 13th chapter, Idam Shariram Kaunteya, He Kaunteya, this Sharira is called Kshetram, where you harvest your karma phala. Yaha veti tat kshetrajnaha. That person who knows whoever he is, as Swami Chinmayanandaji used to say, whoever he may be, which knows this kshetram, he is called kshetrajnaha, the knower of the field. And not only like that, kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi, you may know from me, Ishwaraha, Vishnoho, Ishwarasya Vishnoho, at the end, Mama. You may know from me what? Sarva kshetreshu kshetrajnam. One kshetrajnam in every kshetra. One kshetrajnaha in every kshetram. We can take two ideas from this shloka. First, Ishvara is everywhere, in everyone, present inside as pratyagatma, because we don't see, so we consider is inside. I always make this joke to my students, inside where, no? You start looking inside. If you are looking inside the cardiologist or the surgeon who opens inside, and would find our happiness there. But this inside is not inside, physically inside or physically external. So this kshetrajnaha is present in each and every kshetra. So the knowledge of the kshetra, the body, the field, and the kshetrajnaha is considered by Bhagavan as the knowledge. And which knowledge is this? Samyak jnanam. The jnanam that present the reality, yatatmyam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Yasmat kshetra kshetrajna ishvara yathatmya vyatrekena jnana gocharam anyat avashishtam nasti. There is nothing else, avashishtam, left out, other than the knowledge. Maybe any other knowledge you would say different. No, different. Vyatrekena nasti. Different from kshetra, kshetrajnaha, and both are what? Ishvaraha. This is the knowledge that Bhagavan Krishna imparts to Arjuna. He already told in the 7th chapter, I am in everything, everything is in me, all the vibhutis and everything. And in the 13th chapter, he brings the idea not only that Ishvara is in every kshetra, but there is only one in apparently many kshetras. So you ask me, with reference to that knowledge, what I can get out of this? Basic question for every Westerner also. What are you gain from this? With reference to that, we can find in the Chandogya Upanishad 7th chapter and in many other places. The sage Narada tells Rishi Sanat Kumara his qualifications, all his syllabus, whatever he has studied before. And he tells him, Sahaham Bhagavo Mantravit Evasmi. Mantravit means Shabdartha Matra Vijnanavan. I am the one who knows with Veti, Vedmi, what I know, mantra alone. And what mantra means here? Shabda Artha Matra Vijnanavan. I am the one who has the knowledge only about Shabda, word, and Artha, its meaning. Knowing the word and its meaning doesn't give me the knowledge about myself. Atma Vitte Na. Then he continues and tell Bhagavan, I have heard from people like you, exalted people like you. Tarati Shokam Atma Vitta. The one who knows Atma, he cross over Shokam, suffering, sadness. And what about me? Soham Bhagavaha Shochami. I am sad. I am suffering. I am afflicted. Tamma Bhagavan Shokasya Shokasagarasya Param Taraitu. Hey Bhagavan, please make me cross over to the other shore, to the other side of this Shokasya Shokasagarasya, of this ocean of sadness. So the one who knows Atma cross over all sadness. Whoever wants to cross over all sadness, in reality, nothing else is seeking, only sukham, happiness. So in another place, in the same Upanishad Adhyaya, we will find Bhagavan Sanat Kumara telling Narada, Yo Vei Bhuma, that's Sukham, Nalpe Sukhamasti. Yaha, the one who may be he is. That Bhuma, that alone is Sukham. That indeed is Sukham, is happiness. And what is Bhuma? Limitless. Niratishayam bahu. Mahat. That which is big and big without limits. Niratishayam cannot be surpassed. That limitless is sukham, is happiness. Now pay sukham asti. I'll pay in whatever it is, small, limited, sukham nasti. There is no happiness in something limited. Bhuma eva sukham. The limitless alone is happiness. So this limitless, this bhuma, tu eva vijijñasitavya is in bhave. We don't have a immediately translation for English of bhave prayoga. But we understand, may you desire, intensely desire, visheshena jijñasitavya. May you intensely desire to know that bhuma, that limitless. Then, Westerner question. Why can I not know it by myself? This is a very, very common question among many of the Western students that I came across, and was my question for some time. Why we cannot know by ourselves? Why I cannot take the books? Why I have to go to take refuge in Shastra and Acharya? Then in the Kathopanishad, Bhagavan Yamadharmaraja answer our question. And not only is a common question, but also is the most difficult block to be crossed over for whoever is in the Western way of thinking. And what is that? Why I cannot know it by myself? Paranchikani vyatrinat swayambhu. Swayambhu, Bhagavan, always present everywhere, shining by itself. He seems to be afflicted, destroyed our sense, turning them outwards. Therefore, parang pashyati na antaratmanam. Therefore, the person sees outside only, external things, not inside, not in oneself. Paranchikani vyatrinat swayambhu tasmat parang pachyati na antaratmanam. So, seems that Bhagavan made us like that with this kind of faith. This was extreme compassion of Bhagavan Yamadharmaraja, saying that, see, look around. Everybody is lost in the external things and searching the happiness where the happiness is not. Because bhuma eva sukham na alpe, not in limited things. So, how to solve this question? How to find? Then Bhagavan Shankaracharya beautiful puts the example of the river. Some rare people, kashchit dhiraha, buddhiman, the one intelligent, capable of thinking. Some rare one will put effort to turn the natural flow, like a natural flow of the river, turns back to its source, has to have some extra work in that direction because it's going against the natural force. Same way, some rare person will put effort to turn away from the external things. And then kaschit dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshata. He will put effort, try to see pratyagatmanam, this I that is inside, that is behind everything. And why he will put so much effort? Amritatvam ichan. He wants to be marana dharma nivrittihi. He wants to be free from the death. So he wants to be deathless. He wants to be immortal. Immortal means limitless. He doesn't want to have an end. So desiring limitless, what he does? Avrita chakshuhu. I remember Gloria Ji in Brazil, in Vidya Mandir, saying that the eyes like turn inside, like what we see in terror movies, in some trash movies. No, not like that. He moved away from the external things, the external engagements. And what he does, he goes searching for this knowledge. He goes searching for this pratyagatma. And what he finds? He finds the Upanishad telling him, Dve vidye veditavye. You should know two kinds of vidya, of knowledge. Paravidya, aparavidya. Aparavidya, Rigvedo, Yajurvedaha, Samavedo, Atharvavedaha, Shiksha, Kalpo, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chando, Jyotisham, Iti. And then Paravidya. Paravidya is that which makes you understand, by which you understand tad aksharam, that aksharam. Then now one more question. What is this aksharam? Then Bhagavan answer in the Gita. Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Naksharatiti aksharam. That one, the one who never declines, disintegrates, modifies. The one who is always, ever the same. And who is he? Paramatma, Brahma, Paramam. So these aksharam who I have to know is Brahman, Brahman, Paramam. Niratishaye Brahmani Akshare Uppapannataram Visheshanam. All the three are in the same case and numbers. So showing they all refer to, Niratishaye, Brahmani, Akshare, all the same. In this Paramatma, in this Brahman, it is unsurpassable. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Cannot be surpassed. Brahmaved, Brahmaeva Bhavati. Or Brahmavit, Brahmaeva Bhavati, Artataha quotation. Brahma Veda, may you know what Brahman. The one who knows Brahman is Brahman. Bhudatu is Satayam, not becoming. The one who knows Brahman is Brahman. His own nature, his own reality is Brahman. And what is this Brahman? Brahman. Brahma eva sarvanamani rupani vividhani karmani api samagrani bibarti iti Shruti Jagao. Shruti declared Brahma Bibarti. Brahma is the one who sustains, who gives existence, who supports what? All the names and forms. Do you know anything that doesn't have a name or doesn't have a form? Vividhani karmani, all kinds of activities, samagrani, all put together, is existing, is sustained by this Brahma. And how can I know this Brahman? Bhagavan Shankaracharya, in his Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, tells us that all Sarve Vedantaha, and you ask me, there are many Vedantas? No. Vedanta Vakyani, sorry. In all Vedanta Vakyas, there is only one teaching, only one declaration. Nityaha, Sarvagnaha, Sarvagataha, Nityatriptaha, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha, Vijnanam, Anandam Brahma. This Brahman is revealed. Its nature is revealed by these arrows, by these words which never reach him. Yato vacho nivartante apra-apya manasa saha. The mind comes back without objectifying Brahman. But it's only through the words we are able to understand something. So, this Brahman, or in other case, that Brahman, Tad Brahman, Etad Brahman, Apurvam, Anaparam, Anantaram, Abhahyam, that one who is not before, who is not after, who is not inside, who is not outside, who is not here, who is not there. That Brahman is this Brahman. And where he is, I am Atma. He is also in this Atma. I am Atma Brahman. I am that Brahman. Anushasanam. This is the teaching. This Brahman, Bhagavan Shankaracharya tells in his Bhashyam, Sarvatmana Sarvam Anubhavati Sarvanubhuhu Sarvam Anubhavati. Everyone is there, is conscious. Sarvatmana, in the form of this Sarvatma. Means this Sarvatma who pervades everything is here, is this Brahman or that Brahman. Tat Shvetaketo Tvamasi is you. Then after some time repeating that, Shvetaketu understood, I am Atma Brahma. I am that Brahman. This is what? Anushasanam. This is Shruti Anushasanam. This is the teaching of the Shruti. So, what is Vedanta? Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta is Pramanam. What is called Vedanta is the Vedas, Vedanam Antaha Vedantaha. The last portion of the Vedas, the last page of the book is in the form of Upanishads, that which loosen up the bondage, who destroys the ignorance, who makes you reach that limitless reach in terms of knowledge. Why? Because this Upanishad is pramanam, pramakaranam, pramanam, a means of knowledge, an instrument. Tad upakarini, what is a helping hand, is Shariraka Sutra, like Brahma Sutra, Adi. Then Tikakara Narasimha Swami and then Ramatirtha, they add, because of etc. is there, beginning with these and other followings, Brahma Sutra, Upanishad Bhashyam, Bhagavad Gita, and I would add also Prakarana Grantha, like Vedanta Sara. And for these pramanam, for these means of knowledge to operate, I need one adhikari, one person eligible, qualified to understand what this is revealing. And who is the adhikari for knowledge? He is Pramata. Vedanta Sarakara tells us everything that this adhikari has to be doing, has to be done before, and has to keep doing for the rest of his life, like a sadhana chatushtaya, sampannaha adhikari. But the interesting point he brings, that this adhikari, who is a pramata, who is capable of knowing, in this sense is not the knower, but is the one capable of knowing. He prepared himself to be eligible to this knowledge. Asmin janmani janmantare va. In this janma, in this birth, or in some previous birth. And these adhikari, tad vijnartam, for the sake of learning this knowledge, Sagurumeva Bhigache, he goes to a teacher. Not only goes to a teacher and send a WhatsApp message, can I join your class? But Samit Panihi, willing to do whatever is needed to gain this knowledge. And to whom he will go? Upanishad tells us, Guru has to be Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Shrotriyam, he has to be able to come down in a sampradaya, in a parampara, the one who heard the teaching from his teachers. And he has to be Brahmanishtam. For the Brahmanishtam, we can look into the one who is committed to Brahman, to the teaching, to this knowledge. Because about his own mind and inner status, we will never know if somebody is Brahmanishtam or not. But we can see where are the commitments. So, Shrotriyam, you can inquire his sampradaya, his parampara, and you can see his interests. So, for the sake of this knowledge, nothing else, everything else is secondary. Tad vijnanartham, in order to gain this knowledge, what he will do? He will cultivate Shraddha. Shraddha in whom? In the teacher, in the Shastra. Guru Padishta Vedanta Vakyeshu Vishwasaha. Tattva also talks about this. Viveka Chudamani also talks about this. Even Shweta Shvatara with famous mantra, Yatha Deve Tatha Gurau. Shraddha in the Vedanta Vakyas as taught by the Guru. Why is it needed? Shraddhavam labate jnanam. The one who has Shraddha, the one who cultivates Shraddha, is the one who gains knowledge. tatparaha. He has to be committed. And he has to have another characteristics like sanyatendriyaha, shantim. He will get what he will get from this jnanam. Jnanam labdva. Having gained this jnanam, what he gets? Param shantim achirena. Quickly, very quickly he gets this param shantim, param shantim, this absolute peace. And what is absolute peace? Limitless. Then for this person endowed with Shraddha, searching for knowledge, found a teacher. What happened with him? Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The Upanishad says the one who has mother, who has father, who has teacher, is the one who has heard and knows. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. This person knows. Why he knows? Because he has a teacher. He has the one who teaches him. And the teaching is not about the book. It's not a Shabda Rashi, collection of words. It's not a word and its meaning. It's about myself. It's about my intimately the opinion, the notion, the ideas that I have about myself. And how to see myself under the light of the Shruti. Because of that, the teaching has to be live, has to be living with the teacher, preferentially, or at least seeing how the teacher lives, how he resolves the problems, how he deals with the situations. This inspires you. This makes you more and more committed to the teaching itself. So, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Why? Acharyaha Plavaita. Acharya is the one who makes you to cross over. You have to cross over, but he can push you in that direction. And what is the boat? The boat is Samyak Jnanam. Iha Uchyate is said. Upadesha Sahasri, Bhagavan Shankara brings these quotations when he talks about the Acharya. Then also, we will find, I forgot one point. And for this person, for the one who has Shraddha Bhakti Purasarvam, who is endowed with Shraddha and Bhakti towards the Guru and the Shastra, the teacher has to teach, has to give this teaching, his knowledge. Pradeyam. Bhagavan Sri Shankaracharya says in Upadesha Sahasri, the teacher has to teach this Shishya. Whoever he may be, endowed with the eligibility for the knowledge, the teacher has to teach. And what the teacher will teach? Brahma, Jiva Brahma Aikyam, the oneness between the individual and the total, Jivatma and Paramatma. And what is that? Shuddha Chaitanyam Prameyam. That which is to be known is Shuddha Chaitanyam, the pure consciousness. And then Bhagavan Shankaracharya tells us, Atma, Brahma Atma, Aikya Pratipadana Paraha Shrutihi. All the Shrutis, they are Paraha, they are committed with only one thing. And what is that? Pratipadana, to make you understand Brahma Atma Aikyam, the oneness between Brahman and Atma. And then what is the connection? How the book will give me any knowledge? Because the book is the one, the book means the teaching, is that which reveals prameya, that which is to be known, is aikyam, and that which reveals is a pramanam, means which reveals. So when the one which reveals and the other which is revealed come in a proper condition, the knowledge takes place. Then what is the gain of this? The gain is Swaswarupananda Avaptihi, the gain of the Ananda, the happiness of one's own Swarupa, and the destruction of the misconception, the Ajnana Nivritti, which covers the Aikyam, the oneness. Then Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Shruti shows to us Veda Pratipattehe Samsara Gamanam. Of that understanding, of that vision, of that understanding of difference, samsara gamanam, samsara goes ahead. Moksha from the abheda pratipatti, from the understanding of there is no difference. This moksha, this freedom is there for us. Then yasmin sarvani bhutani atma eva bhut vijanataha ko mohaha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. Anupashyataha, anu means in keeping with, following it. Following what? The teaching, the teachers. After the teacher and the teaching, ekatvam, it is there. Tatra ekatvam anupashyataha ko mohaha kashokaha. Where is moha? Delusion. Where is shoka? What is shoka? So we have pramana, prameya, pramata, yathartha jnanam. When the operation takes place, the knowledge as it is available. Proper knowledge about my swarupa, my real nature, will be completely negating the misconceptions and making clear for me what I am, who I am. Then only for concluding, we can say that tattvamasi, that tvam pada shodhanam, that understanding of the meaning of the word tvam in the Mahavakya drives home in the reality that I am. I am that. It is siddham. Ekaha eva atma param brahma sarva samsara dharma. Sarva samsara dharma nirmuktaha tvam iti siddham. So for that, Shruti eva sharanam. Shrutihi eva sharanam. And Guru Mukhena, through the teachings, through the mouth of the Guru, Guru and Shruti has a lot of compassion towards all of us. Like Shankaracharya says, Matra Pitri Sahasrebhyaha Hitaishana. Like the good that many hundreds of mothers and fathers would have towards the son, Shruti Guru has towards us. Then, therefore, jnanena hi pramanena, jnanena pramanena.
Sadhviji, can I interrupt you? Because we are running out of time.
Are you close? I'm closing.
Okay, thank you. Because we have some questions also in the audience.
This is the last portion.
Okay, thank you.
Then Brahman can be known only through jnana, through pramana jnanam. Then Brahma Vagatihi, the knowing of Brahman, is a purushartha, is that which we sort out after. Then Tasmat Brahma Vijignyasitavyam. You should know that Brahman. Then the purpose of Vedanta is to make one see the reality about oneself. And then this reality is here and now. So the directly means for this knowledge, the knowledge is the directly means for this appreciation of my own reality. So for that, I conclude this talk saying that the relevance of Vedanta to any seeker, not only Western seekers, is that Vedanta is pramanam, is a means of knowledge. And then throughout the Shruti, there is one idea, and this idea is to understand the reality, limitless reality of myself. So I thank you for the space, and now we can take a look on the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Sadhvi ji. We have some questions. One of the questions is based on your own personal experience. Westerners who seek interest in this knowledge, what are the challenges that they face in their families, in their societies when they want to aspire for this knowledge, and how would you advise them to overcome these challenges?
See, the challenges also, they are part of our prarabdha karma. No, the understanding that our prarabdha also will open up or will close up some paths in our life. But one thing I tell you, if the person has a clear understanding of what they want, wherever they are, they will get it. There is no need to give up everything and come to India and go to Himalayas and find a cave and find a guru there. In the past, there was no option. But now the situation has changed. So if I understand my seeking is for knowledge, I will find a teacher. And the teacher will find me also. And this is what they say. No? Then if I'm very clear that what I want is this knowledge, is this freedom, wherever I am, I will make the path to reach that thing. No, they say, no, one step towards God, Bhagavan will give you 100 steps in your direction. So the path also will open up for you. Depends on the Shraddha, depends on the grip, how much you are sure that that is what you want. Time is not important. Take 1 year, 10 years after retirement, doesn't matter. My goal is clear, the path will open up for me. This is the point. With any difficulty in life, mainly for other difficulties with the Western way of thinking.
There's a question which says that there's a person, anonymous person is asking that it seems that Sanskritam and understanding of Devanagari is a hidden requirement for any seeker. What is your view regarding this? I mean, do all seekers have to master Sanskrit to know themselves?
See, I had a different idea before living in India. I started studying Sanskrit in 2001. Then for 10 years, I was like in a relation of love and hate. So like I study a little bit and then give up, study a little bit. Because the goal was not clear for me. But I will tell you, is very important to have a good hang of Sanskrit language, because not every word can be translated. And the translation always, there is a loss in it. So not only Puja Swami Dayananda ji used to tell like that, but I had other teachers also that used to stimulate all of us to go to the source, not to be depending upon somebody who saw somebody telling something about the source text. So there is always a loss in between when you translate and translate and translate. And in Portuguese, for example, you get originally something from Sanskrit to English or Sanskrit to German or French. Then from that, those languages to Portuguese. So much loss is there. Another thing is, not only the core texts are in Sanskrit, but also all Tika, Tipani, and others, like supportive material also is in Sanskrit, are in Sanskrit. So doesn't matter if take 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, as much Sanskrit you can get, more clear the things will be for you. So there is no loss in put some effort in this direction. It's not the primary. This is there. Language has to be to serve this purpose of making me see better, not for the sake of language, but is a very important step towards the understanding. This is my opinion.
Thank you, Sadhvi, very much. You, by your personal example, have clearly shown that Advaita's knowledge is universal and everybody can aspire for it, irrespective of where they live and what language they speak and what clothes they wear. You truly are very inspiring for us. Unfortunately, we run out of time. Otherwise, we could have continued with this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I thank you, Nitin ji, because he nicely invited, in spite of my broken English. But then I tell you, yathamatihi, according to the understanding I present, whatever was good is because of my Acharya's grace, and whatever was not good, you please throw away. That was mine only. So
it was a wonderful session, Sadhvi ji, and we are glad that we are able to do this. Hope to do more sessions with you in future.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Om Tat Sat. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, readers. Thank you, viewers. I have some announcements to make before we end this session. Indic Academy's Indic Renaissance Fund is pleased to announce a scholarship scheme for 6 students who are interested in attending Chinmaya Mission's 1-year residential Vedanta Sadhaka course. So interested students can apply to the university directly and indicate their interest in the scholarship. More details will be provided on the scholarship at the end of this program. I would also like to share that there are more sessions coming for till the middle of this month. And tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we have Swamini Paraprajnananda Saraswati talking about Adhyasa, Mithya, Maya, and Overview. So please do join us for this enlightening session. Thank you and good night.